Hello, friends. Hi, how are we today? I hope we are all doing well. I am here for the week of November 20th through 26th, and I am using a printable kit from the planner shop. I printed this myself. I struggled with this so much, so much. But if you don't look too closely, it doesn't look too bad. And again, it's my planner, so hopefully I can get better at cuts and stuff. I'm not going to get a silhouette. I'm not going to get, um, uh, what are they called? The other one? Cricut, whatever. I think those are actually both brands. One of them isn't manufactured anymore though, I think. Anywho's that was a tangent. Obviously I'm struggling. It was my first time using a printable kit, and I did actually do a test page, but I'm just a little bit tentative with my cuts. So like I've got the cuts, but then it's not fully cut through, and you can see where I've obviously given up the pressure. But this kit is called Sweater Weather, and it is beautiful. And I should say, you guys only saw the pages that I cut. There were many, many, many more pages available. But I did struggle quite a bit with this. And so in lieu of using headers from the shop itself, I ended up just pulling some in from my leftovers. That's why I have leftovers, and I am really glad that I did. I think it turned out really well. I think the colors worked perfectly and tied all the colors of the kits together. Like honestly, it worked out really well. I cannot wait for you guys to see the completed the process. And if you want to check it out with like writing and filled in, you can go to my Instagram. Which leads me to my next point. This was an extraordinarily emotional week, with a lot of highs and a lot of lows. And I didn't feel, like I could fill in this spread on camera after I completed it. I just wanted the stickers to be down, and then I'll be able to fill it in. I don't know why the stickers were the hardest part, but they definitely were. So I'm glad though that it's done. It's beautiful. I'm just staring at my spread right now. It is really, 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 really beautiful. So I'm just feeling really thankful for that because it's gorgeous. But all of that to say, that's something I picked up from the Jittery Planner. If you haven't checked her out on Instagram or Plansly on YouTube, you should absolutely go do that. But look at how pretty that is. So as you can see, there's obviously a cut here, and then I ended up doing these beautiful brown headers. They're all from different kits. They're all from different shops, and they just worked perfectly. Just absolutely perfectly from here. And this is where like you can see that I ended up needing to do a lot of cutting out. So I ended up doing the rest of that off camera rather. Again, I don't actually think it looks too bad if you look at it from afar. We'll call it rustic. Let's call it rustic, shall we? It does look rustic, and it is what it is. Like, oh man. It's okay. See, from afar, does it look that bad? It definitely doesn't look like a paint swatch, but it doesn't look that bad. Anyway, I probably could have just only done 2 sets of headers, but I ended up going in, using the 3. It's just, the colors were all so perfect together. I didn't want to leave anything out. And this is like shades of brown. Great for like the middle to end of November, as well as, the mood of the week. It was not a happy week overall. And, I guess we should probably get into it. Oh, I did do the sidebar. So I'm just trying to wait for like Planner Alex to speed up because she's very, very slow putting down all of these headers. As you can tell, I was very much severely procrastinating on getting this spread done. Like, I know I needed to get it done. I just didn't want to do it. So I don't know actually if I took care of the sidebar off camera or if I did it on camera, but I'll let you know what I did in the sidebar. So those paint swatch headers, I also have a this week header, which is fantastic. So I cut that out again. And then I put 2 trackers underneath it, plus a half box for my currently reading. I didn't add a currently reading into it. I just needed to fill up a little bit more space. And then I put my meals down, which I didn't really track very well this week, in the sidebar. So that was everything. And honestly, I do feel like it turned out really well, really beautifully. And yeah, I did all the headers and the sidebar off camera. So the first thing I wanted to note on Monday was that I had virtually no sleep. It was a really rough night. My kiddo was up all night. He was home sick from daycare. It was supposed to be his first full day of daycare, and obviously he was homesick. Because he was homesick, but not too sick, we were like, okay, well, we'll just take him with us to do stuff. Like, he was just out of sorts and had a bit of a runny nose. So we were like, okay, we'll take him to do stuff. So we took him with us to Costco. We went to Indigo to pick up some stuff. We went to the Bay to pick up a present. And then we did laundry at some point. And then I got Happy Mail from Sweet Tea Sticker Co. I should let you know at this point, there's a lot of cutting out that you're going to see on camera, so just be prepared for that. But also emotionally, looking back on this week, the amount of guilt that I feel as a parent for not getting my kid to a doctor sooner is high. But you have to understand, it was just a sniffle, and it was really, really tricky. As soon as it got serious, he went straight to the hospital. But yeah. Anyway, it was just really hard. And again, we're coming from lots of nights with virtually no sleep. And it's very, very clear my rationale and thinking here. But the guilt that I feel is absolutely out of this world. Like, it's insane. So just hold your criticisms if there are criticisms. But I don't think there should be. I've got a really nice community here on this channel. Anyway, the Happy Mail that I got was from Sweet Tea Sticker Co. So I used the Sweet Tea Sticker Co. icon to mark that. Then the next day, I marked that we had another sleepless night. It was really bad. Obviously, the kiddo was miserable. It didn't make a lick of difference if we gave him Tylenol or Advil or anything. He was just very, very, very unhappy. So we were like, okay, he needs to go to the walk-in clinic. So we took him to the walk-in clinic, and the doctor there, without doing any real testing, was like, yep, seems like tonsillitis. Tonsils are a bit red, quite inflamed. Go home. Nothing really that you can do. I don't want to put him on antibiotics. Again, at this point, he really didn't have a fever. He was just not feeling good. And I used a Murray for that. So I went home, and when I'm stressed out, I clean. So I deep cleaned his humidifier, and then I was like, okay, well, he needs something soft for his palate. So I prepped some sweet potatoes, and made homemade sweet potato fries, except for obviously, well, they were in the air fryer, so I guess they're still considered fries, just so that he had something soft. And I used a Maru for that, and a dash of Sun Design to use for the cleaning bottle. Then it was a rainy day. So another Maru icon for that. I finished filming A Plan With Me, and I tried to go to bed early, but I was not. Like, it was not a good situation. He just didn't want to sleep. So, yeah, that was tough. Anyway, the Walt Sick icon scripts are from Sweet Tea Sticker Co., and they are a custom. So, moving on to Wednesday, obviously my kiddo was sick again, and I was like, okay, I didn't know what to do. I had done everything the doctor at the clinic had said. So I called my bank, set up an appointment to start an RESP for my littlest one. My big guy already has one. I didn't know you could do a joint one though, so that was new to me. And then because I was stressed out again, while he was napping, I scrubbed the bathroom top to bottom. Which always makes me feel so much better. Just every single time, so much better. It's weird. And I used a Maru for that. and the phone call sticker is from Fox and Cactus. Then that afternoon, I had a haircut, which I feel immensely guilty for, but I had done everything for my kiddo. So I went and I got my hair cut for the first time in 18 months, which was so nice. I desperately needed that time. And then that evening, my husband and I had a long chat together about like what we were going to do and just spent some time together. And he was really good at supporting me. And then I used a Maru in a reindeer outfit to note that I started working on Christmas cards to send out for December the 1st. I don't even know if I got them out December 1st. Anyway, the next day was daycare drop-off, and I used the last of a Coffee Monsters Co. sheet so that I could do that. I love using up the sheets. And then I was like, my kid is not okay. He was lethargic at this point. He was like, it was not a good situation. So I booked it, and I took him to the hospital. We were there for a really, really, really long time, and it was awful. They couldn't get to his veins. They must have tried to do an IV. Well, there were 6 different people. I'm just trying to think. Anyway, there were a lot of people, and finally I said there has to be another way. So we got admitted to pediatrics at 3 p.m., but they didn't have room for us in pediatrics, and he wasn't deemed sick enough. So we were in triage and emerge, which was fine. We still got really good care. The care was phenomenal. Then after we got admitted, I just called everybody. All of my family called me, my mom, my dad, everybody, my sister. And then my husband and my big guy came to the hospital to bring me an overnight bag and to bring some food and just to check on us and check in and see if we were okay. So we were in the hospital the next day. It feels like we were there for a lifetime. It felt like a lifetime. And I marked that with a Coffee Monsters Co. icon, and I didn't really have room the day before to mark the IV drama, but there was more IV drama if he didn't eat and if he didn't like get enough in him and his diapers didn't weigh enough, then we wouldn't be released. But he did, and they did. And so we were discharged from the hospital at noon, so we had been there for 36 hours, not even, but like 28 hours, which was really exciting. And I went home and I showered, and my kiddo and I had many naps together. And then that evening, I just did a ton of Black Friday shopping I didn't do much Black Friday shopping, sorry, Old Navy and Stanley Cup, because my Stanley Cup broke in the hospital. But it was an everything shower, so I felt a lot better. It was gross being in the hospital for that long. And a Fox and Pip girl to mark that I did some shopping. The next morning, I used another Fox and Pip girl to note that it was a very quiet morning in our household. Everyone was very low energy. My big guy and I spent some time drawing together. That was really nice while my little guy napped. And then my mom, bless her soul, came over and looked after the boys while I did some cleaning around the house. So she was over from 12 until 3, and I used a family time icon for that. And my mom is a doctor too, so she was doing like the follow-up checkup because my doctor is consistently unavailable. Hashtag medicine in Canada right now. I know it's worse in the States, but like, anyway. Then I got a Christmas tree. My husband and I went and got a Christmas tree. We walked to get it from the store, and my mom came with us. And I used 2 squish icons to note that I had cleaned the sink and deep cleaned my stovetop. So really got into the crevices in my kitchen. And then that evening, I started Divine Rivals, which I should really read the next one. It was such a good book. Absolutely everybody should pick it up. Then the next day, we had a really good sleep. My kiddo had slept really well overnight. He was feeling a lot better. And we had another quiet morning where my big kid and I drew together. That was really nice. Then we went to Costco, and we went to Costco to try and find a specific set of toys. I will talk about it in my next video, but we went to Costco to try and find a specific set of toys for my husband for Christmas, and we found one of them. Then we decorated and put up our outdoor lights, which my kiddos loved, and then we decorated the tree together, which was also just so fantastic. We went over to my mom's that night for my birthday dinner, an early birthday dinner for me. And then when we got back, I worked on Christmas cards, and the boys went to bed early. So overall, it wasn't a bad week, but it definitely was a really emotionally fraught week. And I can't tell you how much better I feel for having this done. I know I didn't have to film this, but I really wanted like consistency and to have it filmed and definitely in my planner. So I hope you like this. Can't wait to see you in the next one. Toodles!